10 places to visit in Japan. Japan is an enigma. It's the perfect juxtaposition of centuries-old traditions overlap with lightning-speed cutting-edge technology. Many first-time visitors to Japan are often surprised to learn that, as one of the world's most advanced industrialized nations, this relatively small Asian country also boasts a rich and fascinating history that dates back thousands of years. Japan is quickly becoming one of the top travel destinations in the world. More and more people are traveling to the island nation every year, lured by the promise of fresh sushi, amazing train rides, safe cities, intriguing traditions, and quirky pop culture. But there's more to Japan than cat and robot cafes. Its many islands are surprisingly easy to travel around and well connected by railways, ferries, and bus services. Japan is warm and welcoming, an endlessly interesting travel destination with something for everyone. Here's a look at the best places to visit in Japan. Number 10. Osaka. Lying at the heart of one of the most populated metropolitan areas in the world, Osaka is set on the shores of Osaka Bay and is surrounded by more than 10 satellite cities. The sprawling metropolis is the third largest in Japan and has long been a major economic hub and important financial center. Although most people visit for its thriving culinary scene and nightlife, Osaka does have some interesting historical sites and landmarks that are worth checking out. Its reconstructed castle, for instance, lies in a lovely park in the city center, while the Umeda Sky Building and Sutenkaku Tower count among its most recognizable sites. In addition, it boasts Sumenyoshi Shrine and Shitenoji Temple, two of the oldest religious sites in Japan. Number 9. Miyajima. One of the most popular tourist destinations in the country, the small island of Miyajima lies in the northwest of Hiroshima Bay, surrounded by the Seto Island Sea. Besides boasting one of the famed 3 views of Japan, it is also home to some lovely scenery and a number of temples and shrines. Miyajima, or Shrine Island, is just a popular nickname for the island of Itsukushima, which has been long considered a holy place. Dominating its interior are scenic and sacred slopes of Mount Misen, where you can find various Buddhist temples, Shinto shrines, and a fantastic 5-story pagoda. Its gentle hills and lush forests make for some excellent hiking, and you'll often come across tame deer wandering freely around the island. Miyajima's main attraction, however, is the floating torii gate of Itsukushima Shrine that lies just off its shores. One of the most renowned and recognizable sites in Japan, it makes for some fabulous photos and attracts hordes of tourists every year. Number 8. Hiroshima. Hiroshima, located on Honshu Island, is younger than many Japanese cities, less than 500 years old, but its fate was forever sealed in history on August 6, 1945, when it became the first city in the world to have an atomic bomb dropped on it. Although more than 60% of the buildings in Hiroshima were destroyed, the city has managed to make an amazing recovery since that devastating blast. In fact, by 1974, the city had actually managed to double its pre-war population, and it has also become a popular tourist destination. One of the most popular attractions in this city is the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park, which was created in memory of all those who lost their lives or were injured by the atomic bomb. This large park is home to several interesting sites, including the Peace Memorial Museum, where visitors can see the effect the bomb had on the citizens of Hiroshima. Another must-see tourist site is the Great Torii, a wooden shrine gateway that appears to be floating in the sea at high tide. The torii is located on nearby Miyajima Island. Number 7. Nara. Nara, once known as Heiju, was the first permanent capital of Japan. Established in 710, the capital was moved to Nagoka in 784 when the government was threatened by powerful Buddhist monasteries. Located less than an hour from Kyoto, the city boasts a plethora of important and impressive historic sites, with countless temples and shrines. Most of its main attractions can be found in the gorgeous green Nara Park, also home to the city's multitude of tame deer that amble about asking tourists for food. Here you'll find the multi-story pagodas of Kofuku-ji and splendid stone lanterns of Kasuga Taisha, as well as a couple of lovingly landscaped Japanese gardens. The highlight, however, is Todaiji Temple with its awe-inspiring architecture and enormous Great Buddha. Number 6. Takayama. Nestled away among the northern Japanese Alps of central Honshu, the small city of Takayama is a very picturesque place. Famed for its traditional townscape, stunning riverside setting, and unique culture and customs, it is fast becoming one of the region's most popular attractions. In its well-preserved historic quarter, visitors can find lots of exquisite architecture dating to the Edo period, as well as little sake breweries, boutiques, and fantastic old merchant homes. Shrines, temples, and museums abound in Takayama, while numerous morning markets can be found to the river. At the Hida Folk Village, you can watch artisans make local handicrafts and wander around a recreated mountain village, full of traditional thatch roof farmhouses. Due to its isolated setting, Takayama developed its own rich culture and traditions, as evidenced by the two famous festivals of Sano Matsuri and Yukata Matsuri. Number 5. Kiso Valley. Once part of the historic Nakasendo trade route connecting Kyoto to Edo, Kiso Valley is home to several charming old post stations as well as lovely scenery. Coated in thick forests and surrounded by steep mountains, the valley is centered around the Kiso River and lies in the Nagano Prefecture in central Japan. Due to its well-preserved historical sites and dramatic mountain scenery, the valley is now a very popular tourist destination. One of its most famous and scenic stretches lies between two Edo period post towns of Magome and Sumago. Many people choose to hike from one to the other. Kiso Valley also has the charming post town of Nagai for visitors to check out, as well as delightful hiking trails that weave through the surrounding landscape. Number 4. Shirakawago in Gokayama. Lying amid majestic mountains with sweeping valleys and verdant forests all around, Shirakawago and Gokayama are two of the prettiest villages in the whole of Japan. Famed for their spectacular settings and traditional thatch roof farmhouses, they count among central Honshu's most popular tourist attractions. While this means they can get quite crowded, particularly during Golden Week and the cherry blossom season, the villages really are a treat to visit. This is because the distinctive Gasho Zukuri buildings that look so stunning, surrounded by fertile farmland and magnificent nature, lending them a very charming, peaceful, and rustic feel. Besides taking in the incredible scenery and historic farmhouses, visitors can check out the Jim Hamura Art Museum, buy some local handicrafts, and stay in a traditional ryokan inn. In addition to this, the mountains and forests surrounding Shirakawa-go and Gokayama are home to scenic hiking trails, twinkling waterfalls, and breathtaking viewpoints. Number 3. Nikko. Located at the entrance to Nikko National Park, Nikko is set to a spectacular spot amid the mountains, with lush forests lying around it. Besides being famed for its scenery, the city boasts a wealth of important Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples and is located in Tochigi Prefecture. Impressively, Nikko is home to two mausoleums of Tokugawa shoguns. These can be found at the extensive and extravagant Toshogu complex. Surrounded by towering cedars, the site showcases wonderful Edo-era architecture with countless shrines, temples, and pagodas. While the complex is undoubtedly Nikko's main attraction, two of its most famous and photographed sites are the centuries-old Shinkyo Bridge and Twinkling Kegon Falls, both of which are rightfully lauded for their beauty. Number 2. Kyoto. Kyoto today is the capital only of Kyoto Prefecture, but it once served as the imperial capital of Japan for more than 1,000 years. If you're interested in catching a glimpse of old Japan, Kyoto should definitely be on your itinerary. Because of its historical significance, this city was largely spared much of the destructive bombing that occurred throughout the rest of Japan during World War II. Located on central Honshu Island, the city of 1.5 million people also boasts more than 1,000 temples and shrines, including one of the most photographed, the Golden Pavilion. In addition to the large number of religious structures, Kyoto is home to gorgeous Nijo Castle, the former residence of the Tokugawa shoguns, Higashishiyama, a well-preserved historic district, and Gion, Kyoto's famous geisha district. But Kyoto is not just about history. This city also boasts a world-class aquarium, and for fun, you can learn how to become a Japanese assassin at the Ninja Training Dojo. Number 1. Tokyo. Travelers who like to mingle with people will love Tokyo. The Japanese capital's metropolitan area is the most populous in the world. From viewing spring cherry blossoms in traditional gardens to the fish market at Tsukiji, Tokyo blends the ancient with the new, from shrines to karaoke bars. It's hard to be bored in frenetic, fast-paced Tokyo, where even a walk down the streets can be interesting. This city's Shibuya intersection, for example, is famous for its controlled mob crossing, and its Harajuku neighborhood is known throughout the world for its amazing street fashion, including, but definitely not limited to, goth lolitas, punk, or kawaii schoolgirls. Tokyo is also home to numerous shrines, including the most famous, the Meiji Shrine, and Sensoji Temple, one of its oldest. Plus, it is one of the best places on the planet to get extremely fresh sushi. One caveat, because you'll be visiting the fish market early in the morning, you'll be having your sushi for breakfast. Other interesting attractions in Tokyo include the Imperial Palace, the residence of the Emperor, and Tokyo Tower. Fortunately, getting around Tokyo is easy as this city boasts a large and relatively easy-to-use transit system. If you have the time, you'll definitely want to consider taking a day trip to beautiful Mount Fuji,